What's up, my peoples? It's your girl Misha. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a word for you. I was in prayer and fasting, and me and God's reasoning, just talking, you know? Yeah. And he was talking to me about certain things. I'm not going to let you know what I was talking about. I was talking to him, and he said the word Thomas. He said to me, Thomas. Okay, and I was like, yeah, because I know Thomas is unbeliever. Thomas don't believe. So he's basically saying to me that people believe, but they don't believe. They doubt. They're doubtful like Thomas. Okay? So, before we even get started, I want to read this to you. I want to talk to the believer. Okay? I want to talk to the standards and the believers. I want to talk to the winner in you. If I'm looking down, it's like my notes. You are more than a conqueror. Okay? You are above and not beneath. Okay? You're the head and not the tail. You're the lender and not the borrower. You are the righteousness of God. You are a particular and you are peculiar and of royalty. Okay? You are the apple of God's eye. You are empowered and equipped. Okay? You will possess houses and land that you didn't pay for. Okay? And that you didn't pay for. You will sow and reap. You will be delivered and set free. You are healed. You're going to make it. Don't give up. You're going to make it. Okay? You're chosen before you're placed in your mother's womb. So me and God's reasoning now, he's saying that people believe but they don't believe. Okay? So what I want to do now is I want to go put on my glasses and let's get into this. I want to go to Zechariah 1. Now we're going to go to Zechariah. Who's Zechariah? Zechariah is the husband of Elizabeth. Elizabeth is the mother of John the Baptist, and John the Baptist is the cousin of Jesus. Okay, so let's go to Luke. Follow me. I'm reading from the NLT Bible and the NIV Bible. Okay, it says the birth of John the Baptist foretold in the time of Herod of Judea. There was a priest named Zechariah who belonged to priestly divisions. Yeah, his wife was Elizabeth. Okay, both of them were righteous in the sight of God, observing all the Lord's commands and decrees blamelessly. Okay, Elizabeth was not able to conceive, and they were both very old. Okay, and then it says here, once when Zechariah's divisions was on duty and he was serving as priest before God, he was chosen by lots, according to the customs of the priesthood, to go into the temple of the Lord and burn incense. And when the time for the burning of the incense came, all the assembled worshippers were praying outside. Then an angel of the Lord appeared to him, standing at his right side of the altar of incense. When Zechariah saw him, he was startled and was gripped with fear. But the angel said to him, do not be afraid, Zechariah. Your prayer has been heard. Your wife Elizabeth will bear your son, and you are to call him John. He will be a joy and delight to you, and many will rejoice because of his birth. For he will be great in the sight of the Lord. He is never to take wine or other drink. He will be filled with the Holy Spirit even before he is born. He will bring back many of the people of Israel to the Lord their God, and he will go on before the Lord in the spirit and power of Elijah, to turn the hearts of the parents to their children, and the disobedient to the wisdom of the righteous, to make ready a people prepared for the Lord. And then I jump down. It says, the angel said to him, I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and tell you this good news. Okay? Now, Zechariah doubted. He didn't believe. Just like Thomas didn't believe. Zechariah doubted the angel Gabriel's message when told that his wife Elizabeth would give birth to a son, John the Baptist. Okay? And because he didn't believe, and because of his faith, the angel said to him, I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and to tell you this good news. And now you will be silent and not be able to speak until the day this happens, because you did not believe my words, which will come true at their appointed time. I, the Lord, will make it happen when the time is right, at the appointed time. Okay? He didn't believe. So God's been showing you things and telling you things and giving you signs and visions and dreams, and you're still doubting when it's been confirmed. Okay? It's been confirmed. The angel confirmed it to Zechariah, and he still didn't believe. Okay? God has confirmed it to me. Confirm me things, yeah? He's confirmed things to you. You must believe him. And the angel said, hold on, God has confirmed it to you. You must believe now. And the angel said, your prayers have been answered. So the angel has confirmed that even what you've been praying for has been answered. If you go to Daniel, it talks about Daniel praying. He said that God heard him pray from the beginning, from he opened up his mouth, but the Prince of Persia is blocking it. The kingdom of darkness, they're trying to put blockage in the way. Okay? They're not going to allow you, the kingdom of darkness, Satan and his demons are not going to allow you to walk into your purpose without a fight. You have to fight for this. You have to stand up strong. You have to fight. Because the angel Gabriel, who stands beside God, yeah, has come to confirm, and Zechariah still didn't believe. God has told you your purpose, your vision, what he wants you to do, and you still have doubt and unbelief because of the things that's surrounding you, the things that's going on around you. You're not staying focused on what he's saying. You're being doubtful, your unbelief. Okay, he's shown you through his words, through signs, through dreams, visions, prophets, songs, numbers, road signs, flowers, trees, creation. He's shown you. Your prayers have been answered. God confirmed it. Your enemies will be they'll be attacking you, because you got to stay focused on what God's saying. You got to have faith. There is power in the tongue. The next 7 days, any negative word that comes to your mind, change it. Stop saying I can't and say I can. The words can. Okay? They put the NT. Take that off. Impossible. Take off the I am. It's possible. All them thoughts that's coming into your head, change it with positive words. Now Zechariah questioned. Let's go back. Let's go here. Look, it says, then the angel of the Lord appeared to him, standing at the right side of the altar. Okay, the angel came to Zechariah and said to him, because when Zechariah saw the angel, fear came upon him. Okay, the angel said, I've been sent by the Lord to come to you. Okay, and the angel's explaining that when John the Baptist would be born, he'd be filled with the Holy Spirit and whatever. And Zechariah still asking the angel. Zechariah asked the angel, how can I be sure of this? I am old and my wife is well along in age. So that the angel's coming to confirm the prayers, and Zechariah still doubting and asking, how can I be sure? And because of his unbelief, he was muted. Now Zechariah is muted, he can reflect on his doubt and build his faith. Okay? Go to John 20, and it says Jesus appears to Thomas. Now Thomas, one of the 12 disciples, was not with the disciples when Jesus came. So the other disciples told Thomas, we have seen the Lord. But he said to them, so Thomas said to them, unless I see the nail marks in his hands and put my finger where the nails were and put my hand into his side, I will not believe. So the disciples saw Jesus, innit, after he rose from the dead. the disciple, they told Thomas that they saw Jesus, and Thomas saying, "No, I believe that. I'm not going to believe until he puts his hands in the mark, until he puts his hand where they nailed him and all that, and stabbed him in his side." So a week later, the disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came, stood among them, and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here. See my hands? Reach out your hands and put it into my side." And Jesus said to Thomas, "Stop doubting and believe." And then Thomas said to him, "My Lord, my God." And then Jesus said to him, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed." We walk by faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for but not seen. So if you're saying you want to buy a Rolls Royce, you don't have the money, you don't have no money for it, you don't even know where you're going to park it, but you're believing you're going to get that Rolls Royce because you're having faith. If God didn't put that in every thought and everything that you put inside your mind, as long as it's not of evil, God's giving you the vision, he's giving you the desire for it. So you're going to get that Rolls Royce. So what you need to do is not doubt. You need to go. I know it's a Rolls Royce and it doesn't need interior or any decorating, but I'm just using an example. You can go or a Land Rover or Audi. You can go, and faith without works is dead. So you're saying you want the Audi. You don't have the money to buy that Audi. You don't even have nowhere to park that Audi. But you know you want that Audi, you're going to get that Audi. So what you're going to do, you're not going to sit down there and doubt, "Oh, I can't get it because I ain't got no money, this and that." No, you're going to say, you're going to keep saying, "One day I'm going to get that Audi." You're going to go to the shop, you're going to look at that Audi. You're going to go to the shop, you're going to sit in the car of that Audi. Yeah, speak it into the existence. Faith without works is dead. You're going to go to the shop, you're going to put it, my nose is blind, sorry. You're going to go to the shop, you're going to sit in the Audi, you're going to go for a test drive in that Audi, you're going to go and buy a steering wheel cover for the Audi, you're going to go and buy a mats for the Audi. Yeah, you're going to cut out a picture, put it on your no, not billboard, your vision board, okay? Put it in your phone, put it on your fridge. You're going to pray about that Audi, you're going to get that Audi, okay? So God said, Jesus is saying, because you have seen why you believe. So just because you see the money there in front of you, and you know you've got the money to buy the Audi, that's why you believe you're going to get it. No, I'm going to believe I'm going to get what I want, even though I don't have the money, the fundings, the place to put it, the ticket, whatever it is that you want. The dream shop, the house, the car, the land. Just because you don't have the money for it doesn't mean you're not going to get it. You're going to get it. You speak it into existence. There's power in the tongue. When Jesus created the earth, he didn't have the materials and all them stuff before he said he's going to create it. When he created us, he didn't have a body figure or when he said he's going to create our head, he didn't have a mannequin and say, yeah, he's going to put the eyes in it, whatever. No, it was a thought in his head. He spoke it into the existence and then it happened. So that's what you need to do. My nose needs blowing. You have a thought in your head, you have a picture in your mind, okay, and then you think and then it comes into existence. So if I'm thinking of that's how things are created. Cameras and laptops and cars and houses and buildings. It starts off with a vision. My people lack because there's no vision there. You have to have a vision. You have to vision it, and then put in the work, and then it will come to pass. If you understand what I'm saying. So God spoke. There's power in the tongue. So you're saying you want to build a house now. You're gonna have the vision of the house, isn't it? You're gonna sketch the house. You're gonna map out the house. I forgot what it's called when they do a planner. They do a plan of the house. Or you got a vision. The car dealers, when they're making these cars, they have the vision. Then they draw it down on paper, and then that vision comes to life. And then you buy the materials. You do this. Yeah. You need to go look at Hebrews. Read Hebrews 11 or is it 12? Talking about all the people that have faith. Look at Noah's ark. God told him to build this ark. The man don't have a clue how to build no ark. Nowadays, I need to blow my nose. Nowadays, God told Noah to build the ark. Okay, nowadays when you go to IKEA, you buy stuff from Amazon. They got the screws and the bolts and everything. They tell you A connects to D connects to B connects to Z. They tell you how to do it. Noah didn't have none of that. He didn't have none of that. God knew he had the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, the discernment, and he could do what God told him to do. Just like how God's chosen you. He knows you're fit and you're born for such a time as this, and you can take on what he's telling you to take on. Otherwise he wouldn't have chosen you. Noah built that big ark and nobody didn't tell him nothing. Well, God must have been speaking to him, telling him where to put this and where to put that. And he built it. So that's what we need to do. We need to believe. You have to believe. Okay? Because Zachariah praying for something. He's answered the prayer. His prayers have been answered. He's still doubting. Now, when God says a thing, he's a man that he cannot lie. The prayers have been answered, and it come to pass because Elizabeth did get pregnant. She did have a son. His name was John. He did save people. He did baptize people. And Zachariah was muted because his mouth, your mouth, sometimes God has to mute your mouth and take people out your life because your mouth's very powerful. There's power in the tongue. You're bringing down yourself or you're speaking too early. Okay? So, he was showing me Zachariah with unbelief. He was showing me Thomas with unbelief, and he's saying there's power in the tongue. So for the next 7 days, start speaking life. Start speaking life, because that's what the enemy does. And these demons, they feed off of negativity, arguments, sicknesses, anything negative. That's what they feed off of. So this word is to tell you that it's been confirmed. He's God, whatever he's told you to do, he's confirmed it to you. It's for you. The reason why it ain't coming to pass is because even though he's confirming it to you in his word and through visions and prophets and all of your social media and stuff like that, you're still doubting. And that's what's blocking you, because that's a spirit of doubt. Okay? That's what the enemy is. That's what the enemy attacks people by. He wants you to doubt. Once you lose your doubt, you get fear. You're fearful. Your faith goes. The enemies are trying to attack you because you're focused on unbelief, in which the spirit, and that's the spirit. You need to have faith. That's what's going to give you a breakthrough. You have to have faith. The woman with the issue of blood for 12 years, all she said that I just need to touch the hem of his garment. It's her faith that pushed her through the crowd to actually say it in her mind, if I could just touch the hem, just a little bit of his garment, then I'll be healed. She didn't have all that kind of faith in the doctors and surgeons and all the money that she spent in people, but she had faith in just touching Jesus' hem of his garment. And she walked by faith, and she moved by faith, and it healed her. By faith. It wasn't the stone that killed Goliath with David, because David was a man after God's own heart. He was always praying. In the Bible, Psalm says, our enemies are God's enemies, and God's enemies are our enemies. Yeah, he was a man after God's own heart. He was always praying and trying to be good and live righteous. It was his faith in God. He knew God's putting me to kill this giant, because everybody I run from Goliath. Stop running from your Goliaths, because they're not going to go nowhere. You're built and equipped to defeat them. Okay? They back up on the wrong one when they back up on you. So when he threw the stone, David weren't saying, oh please, just make this stone just lick him. Because the stone could have gone left, right, up, down. He had faith that when the stone released from him, the power of God would take it and lick down Goliath. Okay. So, this message to you is to tell you to stop doubting God. Stop putting him in a box. Okay? Let me just finish this here. Let's go to Hebrew. God's saying you need to throw off everything that's hindering you, that hinders, and the sin that so easily entangles. Run with perseverance the race mark for us. What does perseverance mean? It means persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. So no matter something, that's why I told you, he said the cycles are finished. The cycles, no more cycles. Because sometimes you might be, say you're trying to lose weight, or you say you're going to go to the gym, you go for 2 days in a month. And then when the next month comes around, you say you're going to go again, you go for a week in a month. And then the month comes around again, and you probably go for 2 weeks in a month. And then it comes around again, and you probably go for 1 week in a month. You're going round and round in cycle because you're not being persistent. You're not following it all the way through. Okay? It's like cooking, and you're following the cooking book, and it's giving you the ingredients and telling you what to put into the ingredients, and you're adding your own little bits to it, and then the end result doesn't come out like how it's supposed to come out, because you're not following instructions. You're not being persistent. You're not You're not staying focused. Okay? Even when times get difficult. Suppose you're trying to fast and it's a 7-day fast and you only do 2 days out of it. Or it's a 7-day fast and you muck up on 1 day. And then you say, alright, you're going to start back around again for the 7 days. And you keep on doing it. That's procrastination. You're procrastinating yourself. Okay? So perseverance means persistent in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Okay? Stay focused on something and complete it to the end. Do not make the light of the Lord discipline. Do not make the light of the Lord's discipline, and do not lose heart when he rebukes you, because the Lord disciplines the one he loves, and he chastens everyone he accepts as his son. What does chasten mean? It means a rebuke or misfortune, discipline, correct punishment, or restrain. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful later. He's disciplining you because he can see the future. He knows what's to come, and if you don't be obedient, he's trying to block something from happening that can happen in the future that can be harmful to you. That's why when he removes people, don't go back to them, because he knows their heart. You forgive them now, you go back to them, you might not end up alive, they could kill you off. Okay, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Do not refuse him who speaks. Jesus is your mentator. Okay, God said, don't give up, keep pushing. He shows me the number 7, I believe. Yeah, okay, that's for me. And then let's go to Hebrews 12. It says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders. Let us throw everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endures such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. And it says, God's disciples, his children, in your struggles against sin, you have not yet resisted to point. No, in your struggles against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your blood. And have you completely forgotten this word of encouragement that addresses you as a father addresses his son? It says, my son, do not make light the Lord's discipline, and do not lose heart when he rebukes you, because the Lord disciplines the ones he loves, and he chastens everyone he accepts as his son. Okay? So God's saying when he's correcting you, when he's correcting you, it's not because when you have a child and you tell you're cooking on a fire, you tell your child don't go in the kitchen because the kitchen's going to burn them up, or don't put their hand on a fire, or don't use a lighter, because you're trying to protect them from danger. Okay, so God, that's what God's trying to do. He's trying to protect you. He's trying to protect us. We must listen to what he's saying. So yeah, that's what I'm going to end. I'm going to end that word. I'm going to end that word there. So thanks for listening. Bye.